Okay. So, you guys are in Stump, basically having slept the night there while Milena and her troop of people rushed out to the swamp to try to dig Arcasio up. And at the crack of dawn, you are awakened by a loud honking noise as a rather fat and evil-looking goose invades your inn room looking for listens. And when it discovers him roosting in the rafters, it clears its throat noisily and then announces, "Is this thing on?"
I will, without coming down from the rafters, I will just change back to human form and point at the party talker and wave him to reply.
It's very loud. It's like crack of doom loud.
What did he say?
Is this thing on? Is the spell working?
Ah,
It's
It's not quite the response I was expecting.
It's cracking
yeah,
dog!
we're all waking up, looking at this goose kind of incredulously.
Well, not Harold. Harold's saying we can go order breakfast.
You're beginning to think that you recognize the voice as belonging to the leader of the little kobold village out in the swamp.
Oh, really? So what do we know about... You said I have some passing familiarity with this kobold village. I've been to it at least.
Yeah, you've been there. I think that the head of the village is a sorcerer, and you've basically stayed there a time or two. She doesn't like big people very much, but she's reasonably friendly as long as you sort of put up with her whims.
So when you say village, a dozen people, 2 dozen, 300, 3,000, 30,000?
You're not entirely sure because they're most of the time there's a lot of them out just in the swamp doing koboldy things, but probably around 50. There's maybe 15 or so who might be decent in a fight. Let's put it this way. There's like 15 warriors.
Okay.
And the rest are non-combatants.
So I'm given to understand from this that the chieftain of the village. Okay. Did you attack the people? Let me type this in chat.
This is a message spell. You can't actually talk back to her.
Okay. We have an urgent place to be that we've already delayed. We're supposed to be finding the Soulstones in a completely opposite direction. Aren't we?
Maybe.
And we've already delayed that to go find a petrified husband buried in the muck.
Which I don't remember getting any kind of reward for. Am I misremembering? I don't remember any reward for.
I'm pretty sure we got praise and a hug. What more could you ask?
Money.
gold.
There you go.
Match.
Oh, that's right. Let us sleep there for free for the night. That was something.
Yes,
That's like
there's
gold.
that. Mm.
Okay, so this is a one-way message.
Maybe. I'm not paying attention yet.
Do we get to keep the goose?
Um,
Jenny, can you go to the large map so we can see where we are, where the Cobalt Village is, and where we think the Soulstones are?
And the message terminates with a bunch of whapping noises.
Wow. I wish I had a dime for every time I've had somebody yell not to touch the goose.
Is the goose still there?
Yes, the goose is still there, but you can tell that it has ceased recording. Or playback, I guess I should say.
It's now just a normal goose, presumably looking confused.
Yep,
Okay,
pretty much.
so
Kind of
the
the natural state for a goose.
can you commune with the animals?
Yeah, I can change shape. I can talk to anything I can change shape into. I assume there's limits on that, but I could change shape into a goose and talk to the goose. But it's not like the goose is a feathered intelligence operative. I don't know how much it's going to be able to tell me about what's happened. Is that what you're suggesting?
No, I'm just wondering whether we can use the goose to relay written messages back and forth.
Oh, it would be good to be able to communicate without actually going all the way there and coming back.
Yeah.
well, he did say one person already dead, second one almost dead. So we have to decide whether we want to wait or not.
Yeah, you don't know whether that's they attacked somebody or somebody wandered into their camp in bad shape or what.
Well, since
Look,
they sent the goose, I'm going to assume that there was not a battle. Because why would they send for somebody to come get the people if they were in any way upset?
Yeah, good point.
does anybody have a cantrip or a means of long distance communication?
Not that distance.
Just to be clear, since we're looking at the larger map here, the Cobalt Village is like right there.
So that's like what, 4 or 5 hours away?
More like 18 hours.
Okay.
But how long as far as the goose flies?
A water bird flying straight there could probably make it pretty easily in an hour or two.
I could turn it into an eagle, but I'd be off by myself.
Yeah, and the cantrip.
But if they are friendly to you, that's maybe 3 hours lost as opposed to 2 days.
Yeah, I could at least just go see what's going on and then come back. But then if we as a group have to do anything there, then we're talking the loss of 3 or 4 days while the Soulstones sit. And this is on the big map. This is, I think, southeast of Stump. Do we know where the Soulstones were relative to Stump?
Nope.
No, you haven't used the wand yet. You have no idea.
Yeah, and Kimmy, what was the range you said for message?
You have to actually see the person to cast it on them, and then you can communicate with them until this spell expires, basically.
Oh, yeah, and that's not going to make any difference because it's 1 minute per level. It's going to take you an hour to get there.
I should be sorry. I misspoke. The Soulstones relative to Stump, basically you get that they're south of Stump in this rough area.
So the Cobalt Village might be on the way.
Yes, it's possible.
Sounds good.
And
Can I use?
you also are aware that the kobolds know the swamp really, really well. So it might be to your advantage to go there anyway, and maybe they can send someone with you who knows the place better than you do.
That makes sense. This amulet of location I picked up last time. Where's my magic items? Amulet of location. It doesn't actually locate anything, right? All it does is make me unlocatable.
Right. Yes, and except to someone wearing one of the paired amulets.
Okay.
Basically, if you're like doing a secret cabal, then everybody has one of these amulets, so you can only talk to each other.
Well, what do you want to do, guys? I would suggest that we finish breakfast and then troop off to the Cobalt Village and hope it's on the way to the Soulstones.
Sure.
That's 18 hours away. We lose 2 or 3 hours if we wait for me to go there in eagle form and communicate and then come back.
But how much time would we lose if we would have to bring something there? Then we'd lose 36 hours. I'm kind of for erring on the side of caution.
You know what? It's not an either or. You guys can always take off in the most excellent canoe, and I can get there a little bit faster in eagle form. And then, if it looks like we shouldn't be going this way, I can come back and we can turn around. But I'm expecting that the powwow at the Cobalt camp. I would talk to them about their 1 or 2 person problem, and then also find out if they know anything about the location of the people from the Adventurers Guild and the Soulstones.
What about the possibility that what was her name? Cheo?
The Alchemist?
Yeah. I wonder how friendly. Do we know how friendly the kobolds are to the people of Stump?
They've almost had a war at least once in the past.
Okay. I was just wondering whether they had some way of communicating.
But part of the reason that Daz is employed is to, get rid of the shit, because apparently if he didn't, that would piss the kobolds off. So things are done to appease them.
Relations are tense, but they don't like actively hate each other. It is somewhat debatable how accurate it is that they do that to appease the kobolds specifically. I mean, certainly the kobolds have complained about it, but you also know that they kind of amuse themselves by fucking with people when they think they can get away with it.
I'll head down. I'll get the honey, bacon, and the goose.
Sounds good.
I'll head to the boat.
Meet you at the canoe.
Kimmy, how long does it take to change spells that are memorized?
You just do it in the morning when you finish basically resting. It doesn't take long, it's a few minutes once you finish resting. It's more that you have to have your mind in the correct state of total restedness to be able to swap your spells out.
Right. Okay, I just need to confirm something because I think I took it as a spell, which was teleport, but I can't remember. I did. So, have we ever been to this village before?
You haven't.
Okay.
But apparently I have.
I'm just trying to think. If I cast teleport, I guess the first question is, what would be the fact that something very bad could go wrong? They end up inside the ground or whatever.
I mean, you mean if you want to teleport out there?
Well, it's teleporting an individual. As I've never been there.
Yeah, you just flat can't teleport him there.
Okay.
You have to have been there to be able to teleport.
Okay, well, that was a thought. But he could do it from a scroll, could he not?
I don't think it's on the temporal spell list.
So he can, even though it's a scroll, he can only cast from the temporal?
Yeah. And unless he has, like, ranks and gadgets to use magic device.
Which I do not.
Yeah, the only thing you have is recall. It'll take you back to a point, but not there. Okay. Well, it was worth a shot.
So are there any magic users? We've got an alchemist, high-level alchemist in the village. Are there any actual magic users in the village?
Other than Daz?
Other than Daz.
Not really. I mean, there's the alchemist. Arcasio was an alchemist. Most of the rest of the people in town are like rangers or similar.
Yeah, so basically the closest and the fastest that we could do is I could get you to wherever that rock was, because if I remember correctly, that was at the first bend, and the Cobalt Village is at the second bend.
I mean, where we dug up the treasure?
Yeah. Wasn't it down the same river?
Yeah, it was. How
the treasure was right there.
Right where?
Okay. So that would make the whole thing a lot quicker. I could get there faster.
And if you cast recall for where we are, well, you'd have to cast it twice. You set your recall point, right? And then when you're ready to come back, so realistically, I'd teleport you there. You'd fly over to the village, then you'd cast recall once you're done to come back. That realistically, depending on how long your phone call,
how they were
or how long your phone
like
call, how long your conversation is,
and now they're trying
instead
to
of being
like an hour.
2 hours plus conversation, you're looking at 15 minutes plus conversation.
I would have to have recall memorized, correct?
I don't know how the temporal spells work.
Yes, so you'd have to have it memorized to cast it.
Which I don't, as a matter of course. How long does it take me to ditch and
I'd just like to point out that teleport costs 4 spell points, which means you can't cast it yet anyway because you're not 4th level.
Oh,
All right.
other than that, it was an excellent idea.
So, let's canoe.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm
Yep.
not going to change up spells. I'm going to try and get there quickly as an eagle and see what and just recon for a while as an eagle to see what I see. How much of this do you want me to type into chat?
You go ahead and just type that you're going.
Okay.
Okay, recall is 3 spell points, which means you should be able to cast that. Okay. I was unaware that that was how that worked, but okay.
Yeah, read the page how the spells work.
Somehow I missed that, but
Spellcasters may spend a total of 1 spell point per caster level on modifiers. You can't cast spells that cost more points than you have per level, basically.
That's I hadn't picked up on that either. I've got a number of things I was planning to do that I can't. So the most we can spend on any one spell right now is 3.
Right.
Okay.
okay, yeah, because I took that was I can only add 3 more points to whatever spell I'm casting.
The total cost of the spell is 3 at this point.
Okay.
Unless you have meta magic feats, because you can use meta magics to go beyond that. how much food? Good heavens.
Yeah. I'm with Harold.
So I will find you guys on the river, hopefully in a couple hours.
All right.
Alright, and you guys basically head downstream.
Mm-hmm.
Put her out there.
I'm assuming this is all stuff that Listens is seeing. We're not quite there yet, correct?
Correct,
Yes.
but I'm not whispering anything because I intend to report absolutely everything to you guys as soon as I see you again.
Right. No, it's just that at this point in time, we can't make any comments.
Until I get back to you.
Yep.
By canoe, it'll take us 2 days to get there.
Oh, for crying out loud. Even in the best of canoes. Do I know who Golan is?
Nope, you do not. But that's Golan's cue to start talking, basically.
Is Golan the same as Simon R on my screen?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm going. I'm just not sure what to say.
Gotcha. Well, what is your response to howdy?
Well, type it in character.
Um, do I know that? Should I know that already? Should I read that somewhere?
No, you do not actually know that. The kobolds have not been particularly forthcoming. They just sort of located you.
Okay, so we didn't like, come here together and I saw what I just was brought in here and like this person was here.
Or part of that person, whatever.
Yeah, part
Yeah,
of that person.
as much as they could find.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah.
So you didn't travel here with him?
No, I did not. Should-
Do I have any idea, given my scent ability as a bear and my heal skill, do I know whether these remains are like 10 minutes old, 10 hours old, 10 days old? And am I able to get any kind of scent that I could track?
Roll me a heal check for that age thing.
A heal check. There was an error with my formula. What did I do? Oh.
You'd estimate they are at least a month old.
Oh, wow. Can I get any kind of scent off these?
Well, they're pretty smelly, but nothing great. You'd suspect that whatever trail there is, especially if the kobolds picked him up and brought him here, is probably pretty much been.
I'm going to ask the village leader. I assume she's here
sorry.
with us.
Hang on, by the way, Golwyn has a broken leg.
Golan has a broken leg.
Yes.
Apparently I do.
And yes, Mama Jama is there.
Can I...
Is this a cure spell or a heal check on the leg?
Both. You want to do a heal check to see how severe it is, and then use cure to heal it.
To diagnose the injury? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, that's more than enough. You'd need, he's got basically, geez, what would it be? How many injuries does he
One
have?
injury.
It's this? Set a thing. So,
No, he's got 12 injuries to his leg.
Oh, really? That's
Yes.
going to take 12 cures?
Yep. It's cracking me up. I thought this would be a fast way to introduce a new character, and they end up spending so much time debating on how to get there quickly.
So you know how doctors often chat with their patients just to make them feel at ease?
yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and bring Golan up to speed on the location of Stump and my background and the party I'm in and our current mission. If he asks, I'll start with my earliest recollections as a child. I'm guessing we've got a while by the time I cast 12 cures on a leg.
Yeah, it's probably going to take you a bit. So
And I'm
going to...
If it's not rude, I'm just going to come right out and ask, what's his background? What's his class? What's he doing here? Not actually offering him to join the party in the mission, but getting sufficient information that I can relay it to all the guys.
Okay.
Oh,
So how long does that take?
um,
You guys can basically talk for a while. The kobolds will bring you some food, and eventually the rest of the group will show up.
So it takes like a day and a half?
Well, I mean, I'm assuming that since they know where they're going, they can go ahead and keep going even after it gets dark. And it's just on this part of the river, so it's going to be kind of hard to get lost.
Well, they were expecting me back in 3 hours.
Yep, if you just want to talk for a while and then fly back and get them, you can do that.
Yeah, I don't want people to worry. So I'm going to, at the end of 3 hours, I'm going to fly back and brief. I'm going to tell Goen where I'm going. And I'm going to fly back and brief the rest of the party in the canoe on what's going on at the swamp, at the kobold village in the swamp, and what I found. And Goen, at this point, why don't you tell everybody your background?
okay, well, think I was raised in a village, right? Oh no, I've lost myself in the tabs. Okay, I'm back. Should I type that or just say it?
It
You
depends
can
on.
you can
Usually,
copy and paste
use
the whole background from your character sheet, or you can just say it.
So I assume it's like primarily expository.
Yep.
Okay, well, my parents had me when they were relatively young. My dad supported me by doing odd jobs around where I grew up until I went off to become a paladin of Numaya the Waters. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yes, you are.
All right. Of Numaya the Waters. At which point, my parents promptly split up because they were basically staying together to take care of me while I was a boy. I was away training for a while, so I haven't really been back home. Um, I probably haven't seen either of them for a while. Uh, let's see.
So straight up paladin.
Yes, 3 levels of paladin.
Okay. Adam, what is your actual class and level?
Bard 2, Paladin 1.
Bard 2, Paladin 1. Okay. And how did you come to a kobold village in a swamp with your leg broken in 12 places? And I take it he has essentially no relation to the bag of human remains?
No, he has no relation to the bag of human remains. And the Soulstone.
That could have been like a terrible date.
But basically, you came south here to look for your dad, and were on a riverboat that had some issues. And some of the boatmen left to go overland, and you went with them, and they got lost, and you fell in a pit in the swamp, and the kobolds found you and brought you here, and that's how you ended up here with a broken leg.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
No,
gonna
I don't.
relay. I'm gonna relay all that to the guys in the canoe, and then
Wait. You say this kid's name is Golwyn?
yes,
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Is he about this tall, elf,
it's
brown hair?
new log spelled backwards. Yes.
That's my boy.
It is New Log spelled backwards. It's literally.
That's your son?
Like I thought, yeah,
Yes.
that is how you pronounce it, but no, it's literally spelled that way.
Okay. Well, congratulations. I found him. Did I get him healed in the brief time that I had before I needed to head back to the canoe?
It doesn't take that long to cast the spells.
Okay. So I will relay all that. So now I'm back in the canoe and we're having a conversation and I'm telling them all about Golwyn and the bag of remains. And I told them that I couldn't pick a scent off of it, that it looked like it was month old. It has a soulstone in it. And that was all the investigating I investigated. And I'm going to head back to the Cobalt Village now and just wait for them there unless they have other suggestions.
Don't know how things went wrong and he became a paladin, but I blame his mother for that. Oh, that's great. I love it.
Oh yeah, I guess paladining would be a bit of a black sheep activity in the Ferothidon family.
That is true.
Yeah.
So, did we know Elendal's last name was Ferothidon?
I did.
I also knew that.
But nobody else did.
At least
I did.
33% of the current party know. So
It is on Obsidian Portal. If you look at characters,
It would have taken me days to put all that together.
he's
I know nothing.
Does that happen when you tab out?
Nothing.
Did it happen when I tabbed out?
We lost Elendal's icon. Okay.
Yeah.
So can we
it's coming
I'm
back.
gonna wait for the party back at the Cobalt Village. And I'll tell Mama that we intend to take Golwyn. I'll tell her all about our mission to find the adventurers and the Soulstones, and see what information I can get from her about where she got this bag of human remains and who brought it in. But other than chatting with Mama, the village chief, I'm just gonna hang and wait for the rest of the party.
He's come back out of stealth.
That's it. I was stealthed.
Yeah.
And eventually you guys make it down to the Kobold Village.
I make a big fuss over my baby boy and embarrass him.
He succeeds in embarrassing me.
That is the role of every parent.
Oh yeah. It does sound like if we're going to be wandering around this place, it does sound like maybe if we could hire a kobold to help, because it sounds like there's lots of holes to fall into.
Yeah, I'm gonna suggest. I have 0 chaw, not 0, but I have no chaw bonus. So I'm gonna suggest that one of the high chaw characters have a discussion with Mama and try and convince her to send us a guide, preferably somebody, the one who found the remains, and take us back to where he got them.
Also, keep in mind you do have a locate wand that you can try using at some point.
Do we know what the range on that is?
It's not a range, it gives you a direction. So it doesn't matter how far away it is, it's just you have to figure out a way to go along that direction to get to it.
Harold is the highest.
Plus, I don't think Mama likes me. She keeps calling me stinky.
Let's see. I've raised boys. Yep, stinky's appropriate. So what are we waiting on?
waiting on Harold to have a conversation with Mama and see if he can convince Mama to give us up the guy who found the remains to take us back to where he found them.
You're wondering if maybe this wasn't the right thing to do because you might have triggered an argument.
Mama's the honey Nazi.
We're gonna go, kill the snake, and then see what's in its belly. If there's any money or anything. So we're gonna do.
Well, if the snake is still in the pit, yeah, but I assume the snake wasn't still there if kobolds could grab human remains in a soulstone.
Well, and there's not a lot of point in, well, I mean, yeah, you can go. You can go find the snake if you want to.
But where the remains were found is where I would propose to start using the wand.
I see where you're going with that.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. At least then we have a starting point.
Simon, did you read any of the backstory here that we're trying to, some people got lost, we're looking for them and these Soulstones?
I may have forgotten to do that.
Okay. So we're
Just out of
we're looking for.
Has anybody else asked the kobolds if they've seen any other big people come through other than these two?
No, nobody has asked that.
The stuff of fallen tree so large.
And do we know approximately how long ago these people would have come through here? Or this?
A couple months ago.
So
they've been lost for a while.
Well, basically they've been gone long enough that the guild realized they'd been gone too long and sent someone to look for them. So they've been gone a while, yeah.
Right. So, but it wouldn't be so far gone that the kobolds would have not remembered, or
it wouldn't have been like 3 years ago. They would remember, especially since humans wandering around the swamp's pretty rare.
Yeah. So that would be a question that we'd ask Mama or whoever would be the best. I think Mama would be the best person to ask.
Well, if you want to ask her, then ask her. I'm gonna clear some space here.
All right, so let's spend the night, and then in the morning head out, and then we'll start using the locator beacon to try and find these things.
I take it I smell no gnomes in the vicinity.
Not around here, but the gnomes, from what you're familiar with, the gnomes live much further south in the swamp, and they and the kobolds kind of have a feud. So they wouldn't come directly up to the kobold camp. They'd be much more likely to try to ambush the kobolds when they were out hunting.
So how do you have a feud with something that has a dragon? That seems like a very lopsided feud.
You assume it's actually a dragon.
Good point.
Schmaggin.
Be right back.
Okay, so we know that I'm trying to remember from the big map that there was the river that formed a Y that was directly south of this one, and then if there was a bigger one, yeah.
If you bring out your map, Mama points to like this general area as the likely area where the gnomes live.
Okay.
Because if our hunters ever try to head in that area, they get ambushed and several of them get killed usually.
By using the canoe and stuff, that's what, 6 hours away?
Well, it would take you about 18 hours to get back to the main river, and then probably another 18 to go south to the lake.
Okay. And can I draw? I don't know how I would indicate something on the map to you.
If you click the little paintbrush,
Yeah.
or if you just want to point at it, you click the pointer and then hold it down and it'll do a little circle.
Okay, so let's ask Mama if it's safe right there.
Right there?
Has that been safe for her kobolds? Is there a place that we could camp there?
Or basically, can you mark off on the map where the DMZ is?
Yeah, what I'm looking for is someplace, because that's based on what you were saying. That's going to be about a day's travel to that point. And I'm wondering whether it's going to be the east side or the west side of the river that's going to be safest.
Well, since we're taking a hunter with us, we can actually, while we're traveling to where this body was found, we can we could be questioning them on these things on the way, can't we?
Yep.
Save time.
Yep.
So I said, let's do that. Let's get moving, and we can
Okay,
be.
but remember, we got a 5-person canoe. We have 5 people in the party now, and we have a kobold. So where's all our gear going to go?
So I'm almost never actually in the canoe.
Right, and I was taking that into consideration.
Well,
It's
also
the
you
big
have a
canoe.
6-person canoe, and Harold and the kobold are both half size, so you're fine, really.
Okay.
And yeah, 6-person is not the maximum load. That's like the number of people with room for gear.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Alrighty, so you guys head on back to the river. When you get about there, the kobold waves to a bunch of scouts on the shoreline up here, who wave back. You also notice that coming off to the south is another little streamlet that kind of heads off that way. And let me roll some perception for these folks. I think the highest they've got is 10. Alright, they don't notice it.
Okay.
Actually, no, they do.
I guess we're still trying to get to where the body was found.
And can I get you guys to roll me some perception checks as you go by? I'll make them do it.
Apparently, I see nothing. Like in general.
Yeah.
I have got to get back to my character sheet if I can remember how.
Can I see this as a bird from up above, whatever it is?
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, it would be much more visible to you than it would be to everyone else.
Oh, that should be a 27.
Okay, well, as you guys get up to about... I'm on the wrong thing. Get up to about there, and you notice that there is a sort of building over here to the side.
South side, north side. Okay. So I'll ask the kobold, what's in that building?
And do remember when you're talking in character, please try to type it.
Oh, yeah.
Afraid of
Who could have seen that question coming?
Roll a perception check to sense motive.
Who?
Anyone who's talking to the kobold.
what's happening. Oh, I just keep rolling. No, I need. How do I? Oh, here it is. Perception check. Okay, well, this is the real roll. Hooray! What a shameful roll. Looking at the wrong thing. It took the
Not-
D20 3 times.
Fine.
Not my day for getting good rolls. Hey guys, my food just arrived, so I'm going to mute for just a second so I can put it on a plate and bring it into my office.
I wonder if it might be worth looking using the wand, because that kind of place would be a magnet for, you know, adventurers. Maybe that's where they went.
We've got like 50-something charges in the wand.
27, I believe.
27.
So that's like 50. It's closer to 50 than it is to 0. Just saying.
That is true.
This is going to be funny if they do use the wand, because there is a soulstone that is on very close to where they are and is on almost a direct line between them and the tower. So if they use it right where they are, they're going to get a basically alert as if they were pointing at the tower with their wand. Oh, this is evil. I love it. Oh, that's going to be funny. Okay, if you're gonna look for somewhere to land the canoe, go ahead and roll me a survival check. Whoever is steering.
It is allegedly Harold.
Alrighty, you managed to beach the canoe without too much trouble. There's a slight rise to the ground, somewhat to the south of you guys. So you managed to kind of get in here without getting stuck in the mud. And from where you are, you can see directly to the south of you, yeah, there is this weird building thing that is almost completely covered in vines and various growth. So it's just a dark looming shape in the swamp. And are you going to try to use the wand?
I don't have the wand. People don't trust me to hold things. I don't understand why. I have very sticky fingers.
We gave the wand to the wizard.
Who has the wand?
I think you.
do.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought Listens had it.
Nope.
Yeah, we'll try and use the wand.
All right, mark off a charge. And from where you guys are standing, you basically get a direction. Here, I'm going to move the boat so that I can get it. But you guys are here, and the direction you're getting is going basically there.
So right through the building.
Yep.
And while we're
I couldn't have planned
while
this.
we're
This is
expending
great.
a charge on the wand, does it sense the one that we already have in a bag?
No, basically you have to like mentally exclude that one where you're using it. But you can do that. I'm going to just say that since it's supposed to be a useful spell, it will not find objects that are in your possession currently.
Be
That
hilarious.
would be stupid.
So how long would it take to get to the other side of this building? But based on being in a swamp and everything else.
You figure it'll take about an hour. It's not very far away from where you are.
Okay. I'm thinking, and I'll tell this to the group out loud, and excuse me while I eat, but if we go to the other side and then use the wand again, that will give us a triangulation point.
You just go see what's at the building and, rule it out and use it again. It'll tell us anyways.
Yeah, I would vote
I'm
we
all
go
for
straight to
that.
the building.
Okay.
Alrighty, well,
It's
you guys don't.
like place people would have stopped.
So boats there. Well, you guys head down. You manage to find a considerably overgrown but sort of still useful path and get there without too much trouble in about an hour. It is a here. Let me show you the map.
Do we need let us know if we need a marching order, please? If it becomes
At present,
relevant.
not so much.
Okay.
Give me just a second here.
I will actually gladly go in front. Kind of, scanning for anything that looks out of place, trap-wise, or anything like that. Or maybe I should make Boy do that. That'd probably be good for him to learn.
I don't think this is a learning time.
And Daz stays with the boat without complaint, because he does not really want to go tromping through the swamp. So I think this is all working. So let me get this, and so you come out into this little clearing with this kind of huge, nasty-looking building, and it's got a prominent door. The door is the only part of it that is not like 98% covered in clinging vines and just completely obscured and looks almost like a giant rock basically covered in vines. And can
So it looks
everybody
like
see the map?
I can see the map.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I assume the inside of the tower is supposed to be a black void because
Yes,
our characters can't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then I
It's like my
then I can see
soul.
then I can see the map. Yes.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go up to the door and. Well, are there any windows or anything on the tower?
If there are, they are completely choked with weeds and you can't even see where they are.
All right. I'm going to go up to the door and
I'm going to
check it
stop
out.
you. I'm going to stop you,
Okay.
and I'm going to motion that I'm casting a spell, and I'm going to cast Detect Magic on the door and surrounding areas.
You are definitely seeing some magical auras. There is some magic stuff here.
Okay, so this is reveals all magic items and effects insight for 1 round. So what all do I see that's magical?
Well, you're not seeing a specific item. There are definitely some magical auras inside the building, but since they're on the other side of a wall, at present you can't see what they are. Oh, sorry, I didn't notice listens there.
But did the door show magic?
If you're going to look for tracks, go ahead and roll survival. No, the door itself is not showing as having any magical aura to it.
Survival. Looking up survival.
I like to think of myself as a well-read man, but I don't know what v means.
Yeah, sorry about that.
You don't?
No, apparently, I'm not as well-read as I thought.
You just need to
Yeah,
read
but
better
no.
books.
Apparently.
Alrighty. You do not find any recent tracks.
That's actually no, that's correct. Okay.
It's actually just a really bad roll.
It is.
But yes, you don't see any particular tracks. In fact, most of this place looks like it's been undisturbed for quite a while.
So the
Also-
door, despite not being overgrown, does not show any signs of somebody coming and going through there. But that's what I was going to be checking.
Make a perception check. The door is in weirdly good repair given the state of decrepitude of the rest of the tower. Like, it doesn't look new, but it's not like weathered and cracked. The wood is, still like has what looks to be like resin weatherproofing on it, that sort of stuff. The hinges are not rusty.
All right. So I am going to tell everybody this, that, to me it looks obvious. I know the kobold
No.
He
said dead things are inside.
Back, by the way.
Right. But he's talking about dead things inside. I think there's something alive inside as well, because this door looks like it's in good repair, and skeletons, ghouls, gas, those kind of things don't care about the door. So we got a mixture of things inside, I've got to think.
Do I smell undead?
Make a
little
perception
bit.
check.
I hope you smell better than that. How are you guys doing the bold text thing?
I can show you that later.
Yeah, /EM and then type it. So plus 10. Let me see if there's a racial bonus on a jaguar.
Oh, you're asking the bold text like Harold pulls his metal baton?
Yeah.
Yeah, just /EM and then type.
Okay.
And you don't have to include your name. Your name is always going to be like the first thing that appears. So you can just type EM space, holds its chain and shield ready.
Let's see. I see.
There you go.
We have the technology.
So do I smell undead?
This place smells extremely old and very dusty, and you smell some nasty chemical combinations and a really old blood. It's pretty foul.
But I can't actually identify the presence of undead by smell.
Well, you smell dead things. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
There's definitely some dying has gone on here. It's old death. No, it's not like a recent juicy corpse.
Okay. Going for it.
Oh, and I see my name, my first and last name.
Oh, drat. I did that wrong.
Yeah, you gotta period in front of the flash. It looks.
So I have low light vision as a jaguar. Still can't see a thing.
Due to the contrast between you standing out in the daylight and the inside, you can only see a few feet inside. You really can't see into the corners yet.
Very good.
I will peek my head in.
Do we want to? So let me, as a general question, do we want to send somebody in stealth ahead to scout? Do we have any scrying or other types of reconnaissance spells, or do we just barge in as a party?
Well, at very least, I think we should find a way to get it so we'll be able to see inside.
I may have an answer to that.
Somebody's got to have a light cantrip.
I most certainly do.
Yes, casting a light would definitely help.
Yes, and so right at the beginning, I bought all those vials and filled them with water, just plain water. I'm going to take 2 of those vials, cast light on the water inside the first one, and kind of toss it in just enough that, I know the vial will break, but off a little bit to the right into the shadows.
You can't just do it on a rock?
The water will splash,
Okay.
creating a bigger effect without damaging anything. So I'd be
Yeah,
looking
just a
at
vial.
aiming for right about there, Timmy.
Alrighty. You toss some water in. And it reveals a bunch of fallen masonry.
Okay. And then I'm going to toss the second one in right about there.
Okay. And that reveals the rest of the room, and 2 skeletons with gigantic mauls standing at the door. They look startled as the light falls near them, and everyone needs to roll initiative.
I'm sorry, I missed. What are standing by the door?
2 skeletons.
2 skeletons.
With mauls.
With mauls, like normal human-sized skeletons?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is there initiative somewhere on the sheet, or do I just roll a die 20?
Right.
What is it? Sorry?
If you use the one on Obsidian Portal, it's on the right-hand side, about the 5th side down. 5th one down.
I'm using the in Soulstones.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Isn't the Soulstones a...
Initiative, there it is, got it.
Jenny, I'm going to give up my lightning reaction to get a +4 on initiative.
And I'm going to say, let them come to us. There's no reason for us to rush in. We don't know what else is in there. If there's traps, let them come out.
Here's a good question. Does anybody have missile weapons?
Of course.
I could try throwing my chain.
Do they start moving towards us?
Everything's rolling initiative. Just wait.
Alright, and I going to do my initiative rolls here. Alright, so let's get our... Okay, so...
You should be able to click on the number next to your character and type in your initiative.
Yes, you can do that for me.
Ah, see.
Am I rolling again, or are we? Okay, we're still entering. Okay.
Yeah, 14 that you rolled for initiative Elendal, type that next on where the 0 is. And Lucha, you 17. There you go.
I don't know which one of you has a better deck, so let's just figure that out. Alright, Listens is first.
Listens is going to delay until just after they go to see what happens. Where are we? I don't see our tokens. Where are we in relation to them?
You guys are down here outside the tower.
To the south?
Yeah.
Oh, I see us. Okay.
Alright, so Listens is going to delay. The first skeleton moves up, and right beside the door there where you can't really see him. And then it's Golan's turn.
I guess
It's our first
I'll
combat,
also
so it's
delay
gonna be
until after
rough.
the other skeleton goes.
Okay.
We need some Molotov cocktails.
Harold.
Your dex, Lucha.
Harold's next.
What's your dex?
Oh, my dex?
Yes.
Yeah, you guys are on the same initiative, so whoever has the highest dex goes first.
17.
Finished.
So that means Lucha goes next.
I also will hold off to see what that other skeleton is doing. I don't want to get stuck between the two of them.
Harold. Adam.
Fine. I swing at it!
Okay, as you step through the door, I need you. Oh, frick! I need to look up.
I knew that was a mistake. Stepping through the door is always a mistake.
Yep. let them come to you. That's what I say.
All right. So here's my notes. Pressure plate. Triggers a room full of cloud of poison. Perception 18.
It's only a mistake if you do it
told
wrong.
them to check for traps. They didn't.
It appears that he did it wrong. But I guess we don't know.
So as you step through the door slams shut behind you, and you hear a chunk as the floor beneath you sinks into the ground slightly, and the entire room fills with poison gas. I'm gonna need a fortitude save.
I should not have done that, laddie.
Oh,
That was our only bard. Like,
and
who's gonna sing songs at the funeral? That was our only bard.
Well, we can all sing. He was just better at it.
And I was told he's not a singer; he's a drummer.
That would explain the baton.
You said the
Yeah.
door's made out of wood, right, Kimmy?
yes, it's made out of wood. So you do not quite make the saving throw. So you take 8 poison damage, and then the skeleton swings at you. And knowing what your AC is, that is a miss. And now you can finish your actions.
I can return the smiting.
Yes. Can smite the skeleton.
So those of
was-
us that held off, are we able to do anything?
Well,
Excuse me.
yeah. And when we come up to your turn, after the skeleton and Harold finish their actions.
Okay.
That is a hit. You crack the skeleton a good one. And you should have one more action left, so you can make another attack if you want to, but remember it is at a -5. No, I think the target of your smite is only a -2.
$16.
That will also hit. Yeah, nice damage there. Oh, what the heck is it? Can you see the skeleton's bar now?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And if you guys want to stop delaying, you can go ahead and go now. So we'd go with Elendal would be next.
Well, so the door closed. I'm gonna run over the door and see if I can find a way to get it open.
Make a gadgets check. And please type what you're doing in the chat. Actually, I think I just goofed that up. It should have been Listen Skolwyn and Lucha can go, and Elendal was actually after the second skeleton, but screw it. I don't care. It's not that big of a deal. Go ahead and roll me a perception check also. It does not look like the door is held shut. It looks like the mechanism just closed it.
Oh, then I'm gonna open it then if I can.
Yep. You push back against the mechanism and it creaks back open, and there's a cloud of poison gas inside, and I need you to make a fourth save.
That would just be con, yeah. Or
No, it's
I found it on here.
fortitude.
Nope, there it is. There you go.
And that does not quite make the save. Ouch, you take 14 poison damage. And keep in mind that you can, if you click on your token and click on the, your health bar, the green one, you can just type like minus the damage you just took and it'll automatically update your health bar. It's a much easier way to keep track. All right, and does anybody else who delayed want to go? Listens, Golan, and Lucha can all go at this point if they want to.
I'm going to wait for the poison gas to clear.
All right, Lucha's going to go and cast Breeze. Good idea. The gas starts to dissipate. You have one action left if you'd like to do something else. Because it takes 2 actions to cast the spell, basically.
So can I cast another spell? Maybe I'm...
No, it takes 2 actions to cast a spell. You get 3 actions in a round. You can... One action, you can attack, you can move, but most spells are 2 actions, unless it's quickened.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to do is try and clear the room out.
Okay.
Has the gas actually cleared?
It's starting to clear. It'll be cleared at the end of the round, basically.
Okay. I will go ahead and just move then. Each of these squares is what, 5 feet, 10 feet?
It's 5 feet, yep.
Okay. If I move there, is that safe from the gas?
Yes.
Okay. And I will cast a spell. Natural armor.
Cool. Mark off the spell points and go ahead and cast that on yourself. Golwyn, do you want to go?
Yeah, I guess I'll just also move. Is this safe from the gas?
Yep. Eleanor was only hit by it because he was actually opening the door, which he had to kind of lean into the cloud to do it since it opens inward.
And this isn't boxing Heraldin, right? He can move diagonally.
Yeah.
Between
Well,
us.
and he can move anywhere inside the room, so.
Yeah. I'll just move up there for the time being.
Alrighty. Well, then the second skeleton comes down here and attempts to wallop Harold. And it'll be 2 misses. And it's Harold's turn again.
Continuing on the one I have smited.
Okay, roll it. That's a definite hit. Oh, it's teetering. It's teetering. And that will hit. Actually hits right on the nose. Good job. So that one is... no more.
Then can I still swing at the next one?
Yeah, you still get a third attack if you want to make it. Keep in mind that since you are not smiting this one currently, you get a -10 since it's your third attack in the round.
Yeah.
Nice roll. All
Oops,
right.
back one from that. It's only 10.
Nicely done. All right. And the gas has dissipated, and it's Elendal's turn.
Alrighty. So I can so it's dissipated, so I'm good. So I can get here and attack, yes? Or no?
Well, if you move through it like that, it will provoke an attack of opportunity. And since Harold's kind of partially blocking the door, I mean, you can do you have acrobatics? You can roll acrobatics to try to move through without provoking.
Let me
And I need to look up what the check on that is.
I believe you can completely avoid the attack of opportunity if you move right adjacent to Harold, just south of the skeleton. Right.
well, then I guess I would do that.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Alrighty.
And then I'm gonna do that thing I do. So there's my 2 swings.
Alright, it does seem that they're quite resistant to most of the damage of your sword, but the fire certainly hurts them. And what you can do also is to do bludgeon damage with your sword. It has a bludgeon damage rating. It's going to be less though, but it'll get through their DR.
Well, yes, I would do that then. So hitting it with the flat of the blade instead of the...
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, bada.
Alright, and you have one more action if you want to make an additional attack.
Sure.
Okay, and if I'm adding this all up right, using the bludgeon damaging thing, that would actually be enough to drop it. So...
Alrighty.
The room is yours. And I'm not sure if they're totally visible, but there are 2 more doorways, and there are some, leading up from each corner. There is a staircase, but they are completely ruined and collapsed. So.
So no getting up those stairs.
Right. Well, they're pretty much collapsed. There's nowhere to go from them anymore.
Yeah, I'm going to spend a spell point curing Elendal. So Elendal, you're back up to full.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Well, there's basically a door on either side of you that seem to be in pretty decent condition, much like the front door. They are not rotten and weathered.
All
The
right,
hinges
so
appear to be working.
Okay, so I shouldered my way in, and I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Well, you're not detecting that poison trap anymore. You're not seeing anything else in this room. Yeah, detect magic is not X-ray vision. You can't see through walls with it.
I didn't expect that I could, but I wanted to know if there's something laying on the floor or anything like that.
Nope, not in here. Doesn't look like anything.
I'm going to check for traps on this door. And then I'm going to check for traps on this door. All right, so anybody have a preference which door we go through first? And after we open the door, I'd like to check for traps again, because obviously I cannot see on the other side at this point.
I take it we don't hear anything.
Nope, this place is silent as the grave.
Nothing worth taking from the skeletons, is there?
Going for it.
They have mauls, but they're basically just a block of wood with a pole on it. Right,
I'm gonna
open the door.
while he's moving over to the door, I'm gonna grab one of those mauls and cast light on it.
Good idea. All right, he opens the door. Once again, it is absolutely 100% pitch black in this room.
Okay. So I'm going to wander up to about there where I can safely throw the maul in to roughly about there.
Point at it again. Okay. All right. Lucha throws the lit maul into the room. Revealing several more skeletons. And one of them immediately tosses a fireball at Harold. I need you to make a reflex save. DC's going to be 16. And then I need to, we'll just keep our current initiatives. Let me reorganize this. And that's more than enough, so you only take 10 fire damage.
So is it ready for us to go now?
Hang on, let me get these guys get their
Okay.
initiatives done. Ugh. Come on. There we go. Doesn't help me if it puts the little window thing off the map. Oh, and I forgot to do bars for these guys. Don't worry about it.
And I do have a question when you get a second.
Actually, then just going to do one initiative for each of these. So they have a 16. And the other guy has a 7. All right, so listens is up first, and what's your question?
The assault spells, are they like straight linear? So if somebody's in the way, it's going to hit them, or is it kind of like magic missile where it'll hit the target?
It depends a little bit on which version you're doing. They just the base version of them is like tossing a little bolt of magic, so those do not pass through people. If you do the line or the beam, that can hit people, and also if you do the version where you have to make an attack roll, that can hit people.
Okay, yeah, because what I was looking at was assault of force.
Yep.
So I cast enchant natural weapons. That's 1 or 2 of my actions.
That's 2 of them.
And can I get by Harold easily, or
Yes,
is he
you can move freely through other people as long as they're conscious.
So I've got to move left.
And not like paralyzed or something.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Actually, I'll hang right here. And I'm done.
All right, and that means it is Golwen's turn.
I guess it's at least safe to step into the room. I think I'm gonna delay. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you fine. Okay, then it's Lucha's turn.
So do I have a clear shot at the skeleton that casts the fireball?
No, they're kind of an angle from you, so you can't really see them that well. If you step through the door, you'll have a clear shot at them.
Okay, so
If you were standing where Golwen was, you'd have a decent shot at them, but they'd get cover, so they'd have a +2.
Yeah, so I'll step to there.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast Salt of Force on the guy that casts the fireball.
That would be this skeleton right here. And Ryan, does it get a saving throw?
Yeah, saving throw for half.
Which save?
Hey, hang on, I'm just looking up. Dealing double your casting. It just says save for half. Saving flow, reflex partial.
Okay, so it gets a reflex saving throw.
Yes.
Does a 14 make it?
I don't know how the saving throw would work on that, or do I have to?
The DC on your spells is half of your caster level plus your casting stat, plus if you have any other stuff. I think like you get an elven magic bonus.
Right.
So I don't think that would be enough.
Yeah, because I'm like 27 on intelligence, plus my level is 30. Adding 3 for the level.
All right, so that'd be your modifier. So your int modifier for what is it? Be
My total int modifier is 13.
no, it's not. If
No?
your int's 27, it's just the same as modifiers in DDO, dude. It's you subtract 10, so it'd be 17 div 2.
Okay. Plus 2 for the wizard hat.
Now look at his character sheet. You should probably write your DC down on your character sheet.
I could never figure out DC even in DDO. I really couldn't.
Why is he playing a caster then? Oh.
So it's half of my int plus my modifier.
No, the way you get your modifier is you take your total int score, you subtract 10, and then you divide what's left by 2.
Okay.
And the only int score I see listed for you on here is 20.
Yeah, but my modifiers for my race and everything else give it plus 5. And then I get plus 2 for the hat.
Okay, no, the 20 includes your racial modifier. That is your stat. So your wizard hat gives you plus 2, so you have a 22 int.
Yep.
Which you need to note down. So your modifier is plus 6.
Okay.
So your DC is going to be 10 plus your plus 6 modifier, so 16, plus half your level, which would be 2. And I think you get a bonus
which is
for
18.
Elven Magic. Right, so the 18. And then since you're an elf, I believe you get what's called the Elven Magic bonus, which is another plus 2 to your spell DCs.
Okay.
And I see that you helpfully deleted all the racial abilities off of your character sheet.
I didn't delete anything off it, so.
Alright. So you'd be a 20 DC for your spells.
Okay.
So that is not sufficient. So how much damage does it take?
Damage is double your casting stat force damage.
Alright, so it would be 12 damage.
Okay.
Isn't his casting stat int or is it int bonus?
His
always
casting set is his int, which would be basically his int modifier is what it is. Basically,
Okay.
you will never use your raw stat for anything. It's always the modifier. There are almost no rolls that you'll ever use your raw stat for.
Okay, I've probably been doing cure the wrong way. Let me look it up.
Okay. But, okay, so it takes 12 damage. So,
Yes.
get a piece of paper. Alright, and Harold is next.
Oh, okay. Oh, so technically I could have expended another 4 points and hit all 4 of them for that, correct?
You can't. We're third level, so you can't spend more than 3 spell points on
Oh,
anything.
that's right.
But you could have spent, you could have spent 2 more points and hit 2 more.
Get 2 more of them. Um, or I could have spent
Avoiding
2
the
more
pit trap pretty
and
well.
did
All right, so Harold's
extra
gone,
damage.
so that
Okay.
means it is the skeleton mage. The skeleton mage will throw another fireball at Harold, so I need you to roll another reflex save. DC is 16. More than make it, so you only take 10 fire damage. And the other mage will throw a fireball at Lucha. So Lucha, I need you to make a reflex save. DC 16.
Okay.
So it's a D20 plus your reflex.
I was just trying to see if I get any modifiers. Where is reflex save on this?
It's right under your hit points. And all your ACs.
Ref plus 4. Okay.
Well, get used to running these combats here. Oh, nice roll. Okay, so you also take only 10 fire damage.
Okay.
Elendal's turn.
All right. How far can I move here?
You can move basically your speed, and each square is 5 feet.
So I guess I can get to there.
Right. Moving is 1 action, so you can take an additional action and move 30 feet again if you want to.
All right.
Or
These 2 are skeletal mages, right?
yeah, the ones with the little flame in their hands are mages.
So I can go another 31, 2, 3. I guess I'm there.
Cool. And you want to do anything with your last action?
Well, let me ask you. So, do I know wood does? Oh, you said fire does hurt them. I do happen to have 4 potions of ignition. Can I?
Yep.
Can I throw? Oh, I could have just stayed here and thrown though, couldn't I? Can I throw one? If I throw one here, here.
Yeah, I'm not seeing where you're clicking. Make sure.
I'm trying to do this right.
Yeah, make sure that you have the arrow select. Or
There you go.
There you go.
Will I hit all 3 of them?
You will basically, if it's a thrown splash weapon. So what happens is if you throw it at a target, every target within 5 feet of them also takes the minimum damage if you hit your main target. If you throw it at the ground, they would each take the absolute minimum damage from the thing. So you probably want to at least try to hit with it.
Then I'm throwing at this guy.
All right, and make a thrown attack roll.
I don't have that set.
It's
Hold
just going to
on.
be your basic ranged attacks, so your base attack plus your dex. And
So plus
ranged
7.
weapons have a 20-foot ranged increment, so I think you are just in range to be able to hit them without getting a penalty.
Okay. That was the wrong thing to do. Is it rolling d20?
It should be / roll d20 plus 7. Oh, and that will miss. But they all three do take the minimum damage. So how much is that?
I'm going to pull up my sheet here. Let's see if I've got that. I did not write down what that is.
I think
Hold
they
on.
do 2d6.
If it's from the Alchemist, it's a 10-foot radius burst of fire, dealing 3d8 plus 10 fire damage, reflex 14.
That works. Okay, in which
3d8?
case-
That's a lot.
Yeah.
3d8 plus 10, you say?
Yep. Okay. So let me get some reflex saves here. All right. Well, 2 of them make it. So go ahead and roll 3d8 plus 10. Oh, nice. That was a nice roll.
Oh, yeah. Let me just... Sorry, I just had to flex there.
All right.
I'm
So
guessing there's little
one...
bits of skeleton dust settling to the floor.
That one is toast. This one is badly hurt.
Guess I should have bought more of those. Only got 3 left.
And these two both rolled 1s on their saves, so they are also toast. Leaving one mage looking extremely pissed off. Nicely done. Okay, so this guy's dead. So Listens is up next.
Listens is going to move, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I think his full... Can he move there without provoking an attack of opportunity?
Yes, but when you get about halfway across the room, there is a loud clank, and I need you to make a reflex save.
Reflex
You
is...
really have to let things come to us. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay.
I tried.
I know.
I tried my best.
You are there when this happens. Oops, did I just move you to the wrong layer? No?
Nope, you're fine. I think the appropriate reaction is 2 trailer park girls go round the outside, round the outside.
There's a large pit trap opens up. And reflex save, please.
That's actually should be 23 because I'm wild shaped.
Okay, you are just barely able to make it so that you do not fall in the pit.
It's good to be a kitty cat.
And now it is a 20-foot deep pit with spikes at the bottom.
So can I finish my move?
Yes.
Okay. And then I will bite the Skickleton.
Roll the hit. And that is a definite hit. I might need to ramp this up, but I wasn't sure how things would work out combat-wise. And it is teetering. It is on the verge of falling down. If you want to make another attack on it.
I've got one last attack. The next one's at -5, right?
Right. And that's a hit. And it has like 1 hit point left, so you topple it.
Okay.
And combat is over.
Okay, once the last skeleton goes down, I'm going to do the same thing and detect magic in the room.
Anybody injured?
Yeah, severely.
Who?
Me. I took half my hit points.
Lucha?
Yep.
I see you at 21 of 21.
No,
That's
I
'cause
took
he
10
didn't-
points of damage.
Say again?
I just write it down on a sheet of paper.
Oh, how many are you down?
10 points.
Okay.
You do not find anything particularly interesting in this room using detect magic.
Okay.
So, if I read the spell correctly, it's double my whiz mod, which is 8. So you're healed for 8.
Okay.
Is there
And,
anything worth taking off any of these skeletons?
Actually, no. They don't seem to have any magical loot.
All right, so this door over here, which way does it open?
Sorry, which door?
Uh,
The one up here on the north? Yeah,
Yes.
that one opens away from you guys into the room on the other side.
all right, so first I am going to check for traps.
Perception roll.
Perception or gadgets?
It's perception to find traps and gadgets to disarm them.
Gotcha.
You do not find any traps.
All right, so are we all ready to open this door?
One point of order. It would be helpful to me as at least one of the party healers if you double click your little icon and keep your hit points updated. If you're not going to do that, make sure you tell me when you get injured, because I'm infamous for not picking up on such things.
My hit points are currently.
Very good.
All right, so we'll try the same thing. We'll pick up Lucha's Maul. We'll throw it in there if we don't see anything right away. Why don't we let them? Why don't we let them come to us before I'm open? I have not opened the door yet.
But remember, there's 2 mauls in here. I grabbed both of them and threw them in opposite directions to maximize the amount of light going into the room.
Okay. I'm just saying. We'll open the door. We'll throw the mauls in. Stay back. Out of the doorway. So basically, I'm gonna uh, uh, I'll swing the door open. Wait a second. Then look,
Aside from
and
not
then
having
throw
hit
in
points
the.
and stuff ready, I think that's
If you don't see
working pretty
anything,
well.
throw in the malls.
Well, but does it? If we let them come to us, doesn't that mean we don't get to make nearly as many saving throws? I'm kidding.
Okay. Alright.
I'm thinking bottleneck is
Do
what
not
I'm
give
thinking.
her ideas.
Because I'm just saying, can I move other people too, or just myself?
Just yourself.
Just yourself.
Just yourself.
Okay, so I'm thinking, yeah, like Harold there, me here, and then, uh, you know, somebody here,
They're going to be
somebody
so
here.
disappointed when they see that
You
that's
know,
in the room.
they're coming through, and that's just four attacks of opportunity when they come in. Is what I'm thinking.
They've discovered
I do all mine at
tactics.
range, so I'm going to stay back where I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
All right. So I'm going to swing the door open. I'm going to do it from here if I can. If not, I guess I'll do it from here. But from here, if I can, swing the door open. And I'm going to take a beat.
Do we have other lightable objects to throw in? Because we don't want to lose our sources of light in this room.
Anything that can be picked up, for that matter, we can pick up.
There's tons of rubble you can pick up around here.
We
Yeah.
got
Cast
bones.
light on a
The whole
half
top
like a
level's
toss
fallen off,
that.
so there's just rocks
Yeah.
everywhere.
Well, and we got a lot of bones now that we can use for things.
And there's bits of skeletons all over the ground.
Yeah.
Now, an object, would that be considered a bone, or would it be considered the whole skeleton?
Well, if you disconnect a bone from the general pile of skeleton, then yes, that would be an object.
I think his question is, if he casts light on the skeleton, can we then dismember it and have several?
No,
Points
the
of
whole
light.
thing will not continue to shine if you take it apart.
Okay. I didn't think it would, but it was worth a shot.
Yeah. Okay, so Lucha, you want to? That's a cantrip, and you can just do it as often as you want, right?
Well, no, I can only do it up to my maximum spell points. Every time I do that, it costs 1, but it doesn't have a duration to it. So it just says it lights it as a torch.
I got it.
Oh, I'm sorry. It says torched object sheds light for an hour. We have an hour of doing this.
Yeah, but you're not going to toss your shield into the room, I hope.
One would hope.
You shouldn't.
But he keeps tossing himself into the room. So.
And by extension, his shield.
Yes.
Right. So you open the door and you throw the light in the room, right?
Yes.
Okay. This is not a particularly large room. So, on reveal. Do. And voila, the empty room. With the box in it.
All right, I am going to check for traps on the door now that it's open. So hold on, let me.
Question on checking for traps. Does that detect magical traps also?
If he rolls high enough, yes.
Okay.
As a wizard, you know that generally if someone places a magical trap, they're also going to dispel the magical aura of it. Otherwise, that would be pretty stupid. You do not find any traps.
All right, I will step through the door and, approach the box and search again. for
Well,
traps.
if you're moving, then move yourself.
I wouldn't move yourself. That's how people die.
There, and there, and there. Can I check for traps from there, or do I have to get closer?
If you want to check for traps on the chest itself, you'll have to get closer.
You'd have to get within mimic eating range.
There, and check for traps.
Roll it.
Well, let's see what I can do about that.
Okay. Do the rest of us get a chance to move into the room?
Yep.
Lucia, you should be at 21, by the way. I spent another spell point to heal you up to full.
Thank you. Okay, so once I get to here, I'm going to do the same thing, detect magic.
Once you get in there and he opens the chest, you can see that there are several magical items inside.
Okay. So I will move
To be
to...
specific, there is a staff. And let's see, 1, 2, 3. Scrolls. Yep, there's a staff and 3 scrolls in this box.
That's it. That's all. That's nothing from me.
Well, so I guess
Right now, I'm saying this chest was rigged. This chest has been stolen from me. by the magic user community. They've rigged it so that I did not get anything worthwhile. I'm going to court.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is look at the scrolls and ascertain what they are.
Make a Arcanum roll. There we go. Okay, you are able to determine that there's a scroll of Arcane Mark, a scroll of Fear, and a scroll of Force Blade.
Okay, so what was the first one?
It's in chat.
You're sniffing around in the corners. You find a great deal of dust and not much else.
Okay, you said scroll of arcane mark, scroll of fear, and scroll of
Force Blade. It's in the chat.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've tabbed out so I can mark them down on my other.
And
piece
so
of
far,
paper.
no shiny. I was promised shiny.
Okay.
Well, the staff could be shiny.
Yeah, I'm gonna identify what the staff does.
Roll Arcanum again. Ooh, you are not able to determine what the staff can do.
Okay.
Probably worthless. I'll carry it and I'll take it to get it checked out, and I'll let you guys know if it was worth anything.
I'll look at Elendil and say, you may want to check that other wall over there, pointing to the southeast wall for secret doors. Not giving him the staff. And I don't know, do I get an opportunity to try a second time, Kim, or is this kind of you don't know, you don't know?
You can try again tomorrow.
Okay.
Basically, you need some time to like go through your spell book and your notes and figure it out.
Yep.
I just did a perception check to see if I notice any secret doors.
You're not finding anything else particularly interesting about this room.
Yeah. Because I'm a team player and I trust my teammates. When they ask me to do something, I do it. Yeah. Just like they should trust me when I say I'll hold on to something. I'm just saying.
But your hands are kind of full with your daggers and stuff right now. You wouldn't be able to carry the staff.
I can sling it across my back, bud.
Well, but it's just easier for me to carry it.
I'm all about helping out. I give. That's what I do. I give.
Well,
I give until it hurts.
If you want to help out, grab the 2 malls again,
Right.
please, and let's go to the other door.
But
So I'm going to head back into this room here.
Both stairways are completely impassable, even to a bird.
Yeah, the one that leads up has collapsed in on itself. They're blocked. There's nothing there.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just completely filled with rubble.
Neither one is a stairway to heaven.
Sadly, no.
not unless heaven is a pile of rocks.
Good Lord, how many dads do we have playing this game? So many dad jokes.
All right. So, Lucha, do you want to move to like around here so that you have a clear shot into the next room? If something.
Yeah. I'll move right to here.
All right. So,
Actually,
door opens.
I'm going to move right to... Oh, you have to go into a square. Okay. Okay, I'll move right to there.
All right. So, same thing. If the door opens away from me, I'm going to open it out, or does it open in?
Nope, they all open basically further into the tower.
All right. Going to open the door and, slide the 2 malls in to, opposite areas so that they're not, right on top of each other. One to the right of the door, one to the left of the door.
Alrighty. And you guys see... Da-da-da. A large room that has got crap tons of rubble in the middle. And there's a door on the far side from you guys.
All right. Gonna go there. And, I'm not, I'm not gonna just check for traps every 2 feet. But, I'm gonna kind of look in the rubble a little bit, see if there's anything.
Yeah, if you want
Catches
to make
my
a
eye.
perception check, just go ahead and roll it.
So, rules clarification. Check for traps is a different roll than perception, correct?
To check for traps, you roll perception, but it's a search roll.
Do you
It's
have
not-
to have the skill? So I've got a high perception. Does that mean I'm any good at checking for traps?
Yes, actually, you do not. It is not an exclusive ability. You can check for traps if you want to. You will not be able to find magical traps because that is like a rogue and artificer special ability. But for just mechanical traps like that pit trap and so forth, you will be able to have a chance at finding them. Elendal, since he
Okay.
is a rogue, gets an ability called Trap Finding, which gradually builds up to a pretty massive bonus to his perception rolls to find traps. And you find... Do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. And there's a big fireball trap in the middle of the room.
All right. I am going to try and disable that. Or,
Well, that brings up a good question. Can you disable magical traps?
Yes. They have generally a non-magical trigger of some kind that will shut them off. That's the whole
the
point of being a
question
rogue.
is, do we want to avoid it or disable it?
It
I
looks pretty avoidable, actually.
yeah.
Yeah, if you just climb over the rubble instead of going through the middle of the room, you should have no problem avoiding
Right.
it.
So I'm going to tell everybody to stay to the right of where I'm at. And this.
And you don't find anything else in particular in this room with your
Alrighty.
rolls.
Okay. Question on the map. And I'm just moving myself to ask a question. Right here, it is black. Is that just because of the way the map is? Or is there a possibility that something is beyond there?
That's basically behind the outside of the tower.
Okay. So it's not like a possibility of a secret door or,
Nope.
blackened area. Okay.
No, it's basically the outer wall of the tower there.
Okay.
All right. So same drill. Gonna push the door open and
Didn't check for traps on the door.
This time here, before you do that, I'm going to light up 2 rocks and give those to you to toss in.
Okay.
Because if we have to come running out of here in a hurry, this room would be black. So we can leave the malls in there.
Okay.
There's light on my shield.
But we're not always going to be crowded around you. Yeah.
He's got a shield.
All right, so you open the door and throw the
Rocks
rocks
in,
inside. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And that will reveal the remainder of this place here. Ta-da!
I was promised shinies. All right. So we don't see anything.
I don't know. There's something in there way to the north.
It's another chest with items exclusive to magic users.
I'm going to check the open door for any kind of traps.
Yeah, just go ahead and roll your perception when you want to check for stuff. And you're not finding anything.
All right. And then here, I'm going to again. Obviously didn't find anything there. And then here, I'm going to check the box itself. So I try to unlock it. And I've got like a stack of 1,000 plus 5 thieves' tools that I inherited from another Elendal for Athodin.
Uh huh. Basically, since you're not under threat, you can do what's called taking 20, which means that you just assume that you rolled a 20. It means that it takes like 5 minutes of you fiddling with it, but you eventually basically roll a 20 on your roll, and that should be enough to get it open.
So a little performance anxiety makes me mess up, and I have to go slower. I got it.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you get the box open, and it's full of money.
All right. What do we got? I'm not. Boy is awfully young, so I should carry his money. He can't be trusted with it.
I'm gonna have to decline. I appreciate the offer, but no.
That's not too bad.
All right. Who actually is carrying the communal money?
We split it up as we go if it's actual coinage.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever determined, if we get something like this in the middle of a dungeon.
What's the conversion of gold to silver?
A gold piece is 10 silver, and a silver piece is 20 copper. So basically, a gold piece is 200 copper.
All right. So, Daz and the kobold, we're going to give them anything.
They're not even here. They took no risk.
Right. I understand. I just want to know how generous you guys are.
Not that.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, we are already paying for the kobold, and Daz was just happy to get out of town. So no.
Okay. I'm fine with that. So, this splits 5 ways. There you go. But there is nothing else here that we can tell of.
And just to speed
So-
things along, basically, if you search around more, you're not going to find anything particularly interesting here. This is pretty much it.
Lucia, did you catch that chat? I still owed you 75 silver pieces from our gambling adventure.
Oh, I wasn't worried about it. The gambling adventure. I'll just give it back to you.
Okay.
That,
So
that,
that was a gift?
gambling, that gambling, yeah.
Okay, I'll stop tracking it then.
I made more money than that. A lot more money than that.
All right, and I'm assuming you guys pretty much head back out to the general area. once
Yes.
you're done here. So that is the tower.
So yeah, it's a bummer. There was nothing in there. The guys we're looking for weren't there. What a shame.
While we're here, though, we should use the wand again.
Yes.
So go to the far southwest corner of the tower and use the wand again to make sure it's not inside the tower and it's still off to the southwest somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do right from the very beginning. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do is use the wand there.
All right, mark off a charge.
Mm-hmm.
And it basically points still in that direction.
I'm sorry, I missed where you were clicking.
Let me make it a little more obvious. I'm not using yellow on the yellow map. So it's that direction, basically, if you can see it. I think I might have been on the wrong map layer. So.
Okay, so just to the left of where Luch's.
So it's just a little bit more, or it's pointing more to the west southwest.
Yeah.
But it could be anywhere between a foot and 1,000 miles away.
Yep. Okay, so we'll head back to the canoe.
Yeah, I think we should bring the canoe probably then to about here and try it again and see if it's still
Yeah, I was
this
actually
direction.
thinking about right where I put my character.
Okay.
Right about there.
All right, so you're gonna go back to the canoe and head back, basically up this stream here. And
Yep.
I need you all, especially listens, to make me perception checks. All right. So when you get up to about here, you realize that there is a narrower stream going down there this way.
So I'll ask the kobold, what's down that stream?
And if you're typing a character, make sure you type it.
Lucha, what's the range on your detect magic?
It's not that big.
Yeah, it's like 30 feet.
It's
it's a cantrip. It's not a real spell.
And it's sight.
Does everybody remember what that means?
That you see something.
So I transformed back into a human. As we got towards the main river to the south, so probably down that creek, but from the south, I heard what sounded like a chorus of women singing.
Yeah, it was. You figure kind of like in this area over here.
Okay. It could be just a choir practice, but it seems unlikely.
This would be a weird place to have choir practice.
That's my point.
All right, so rockabilly, was that what it was? That's what I'm thinking.
Do you want me to
How?
scout ahead and see if I can see what it is?
Yeah, if you can do that as a
Yeah.
bird, yeah.
Okay.
So,
I will.
move your token so I know where you're going.
I'm going to maintain eye shot of the canoe so that they can see me if I suddenly become a ball of flaming feathers. But in general, I'll be ahead, scouting and looking for whatever the source of this singing is.
Okay, I made it so that you guys can move the canoe if you want to.
Okay, we'll come down the river following him.
Alrighty. The singing is definitely getting louder. You're starting to think it's coming from right about there.
Okay.
What kind of singing is this? Is it like a Gregorian chant? Is it?
It's not got any words to it. It just sounds like a bunch of women singing, ah, but like in chorus, and it's
Human voices?
It sounds like women singing, like human women. It really does. There are no words to it, but they are singing in like, what is the word I'm looking for? Harmony. They're singing in harmony.
Harmony. So, and from where the tokens are right now, we still haven't seen anything?
Nope, haven't seen anything yet.
Oh.
Now?
So it's kind of a
Go ahead
reverent
and make-
singing.
Listens. Make me a perception check.
Hey, Kimmy, does Daz have any spells memorized?
Yeah, he does.
Because I know which ones are in a spell book, but I don't know which ones he had memorized.
He has Assault of Shadows, Scry, and False Life memorized.
Okay.
Nearly as bad as I can possibly roll. Do I see anything or hear anything?
As you get closer, you see, basically, let me see if I can bring this up here real quick. Give me just a second. I gotta make sure that the fog of war settings are working properly. So, drop him. If it'll let me.
How soon does someone
Sorry.
actually stop?
Yeah, we're gonna be stopping here
Right.
shortly. Okay.
I assume
Alright,
you know
so-
retired East Coasters to have to get up in the morning.
Yep.
Okay, so basically you see this shoreline which looks pretty swampy with some ponds, and you think you see something moving in the ponds, and that's definitely where the singing is coming from.
I just see a black square.
Yeah, because you aren't there.
So what are the little how do I do a ping on this?
Just make sure you got the arrow selected in your little sidebar, and then just click on it.
So are you seeing a ping?
No.
Okay. So what are the little cyan blobby looking icons in the ponds?
You want to get closer? You're not sure what they are at this point.
I'll get minutely closer.
Move your token. Don't make me guess.
Okay, I will get. Where is my token? I see it.
Let's see.
I see it.
Not... Okay.
Now can I tell?
Yeah, roll one more perception check.
You guys should be able to see that my normal. So we've done this enough that you know what a normal Eagle patrol looks like, and this is clearly not that. I haven't screeched yet, but it looks like I've spotted something, and I'm creeping up on something. God damn it. Okay. How about now?
Okay, give me just a second. I'm gonna copy everybody in here. Get rid of that one. And
Is this so? These are each of these is 5 feet, correct?
right, I just had to resize everybody. Hang on.
So I'm about 60 feet away from that nearest little cyan blob.
Yeah, give me just a second. I'm like getting everybody loaded in and setting vision for everyone.
Very good.
Can y'all see now?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, as you get up closer, you realize that it is a giant frog. And they are all over the place.
And they are all singing in
Yep.
human women's voices?
Yep. In harmony.
Well, that is unusual enough. I will return to the canoe and explain what I saw and suggest that the canoe be parked about where I am.
Okay.
That's just weird. Listeners, you've never run into anything like this before?
No, I run into this all the time. It happens in swamps a lot, especially when there's gas.
Okay.
No, I've not.
Are all voices?
Strange frogs singing in ponds. Yeah, I'm open to suggestions. It's not a natural phenomenon. That's true, correct? It doesn't take a nature roll.
Sir,
that.
no, this is unusual. Can I make a suggestion that you guys use the wand again before you forget?
Yeah, this is
I
down
was
the line with the wand.
I was thinking about it, but I was going to wait until we had dealt with them. But okay. So we'll use the wand from here.
All right, I'm going to go back up to the big map.
And that way, no matter what the wand finds, it'll be a triangulation.
Yes.
If it's still southwest of us, then it's still southwest of it. If it's not, then we gain quite a bit of information.
All right, you guys use the wand, and on the big map, can y'all see the big map?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. And the wand is now pointing this direction.
So that's close. If you triangulate on a line that's southwest from the tower,
Right.
and now it's southeast, that's quite close.
Yeah, it looks like it's inside the frog area.
Yeah, it is in the frog area.
And this seems like a good place to stop and pick up next week.
So cool. Thanks for running, kiddo. That
All
was,
It was
right.
fun.
Yeah.
that was neat.
I'm just curious, what time of day are we at, though?
It is getting on toward evening. You've pretty much been hiking and fighting all day at this point.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm just
rowing
thinking
and fighting.
setting up camps around these unnatural frogs.
The terrain here is far too boggy for you to set up camp. This is, you guys are basically waiting. There's no solid ground here.
Is the canoe big enough that we can essentially rest in it?
It would be uncomfortable. You'd all be fatigued the next day. I mean, you could do it.
Did we see any place close by where we could set up camp?
Across the big river, it looked like there was some solid ground. So, in this area.
Well, let's go do that and set up camp, and then
Tackle
next
this
day
on the
we'll-
morrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So if we can find a place the other side.
Yeah, you guys head on over there. You find a pretty solid place, and you can camp there.
So I have no idea what role this is. It's lore, nature, or lore, or survival, or something. But I've played a lot of D&D. I've never come across a bunch of sopranos and altos that are frogs. Is there? Does anybody have the skill or background to determine what these things might be?
I
Let me
do
just
not.
double check here.
Don't.
It would actually be a survivor roll to figure out what they are.
Oh, would it? Okay,
Yes.
then that's me. Survival, +10, +2, stealth and wilderness. So, $17. Okay, I haven't seen this particular manifestation of it before, but I think these frogs may be worm-touched. Worm spelled W-Y-R-M, meaning they have taken on some of the corrupting magic of the worms with a capital W and are imbued with supernatural abilities like singing. They are potentially extremely dangerous. Approach with caution. But
Yeah,
I don't.
if a spellcaster with like detect magic were to get up close enough to them, you could use Arcanum to try to figure out what abilities they have.
Okay.
But you'd have to get pretty close up, like within 30 feet or so.
But I'll bet you they're not even hostile. I'll bet you we just walk up and it turns out they can talk and they just give us all the Soulstones. But we'll leave that for next week.
They sing.
Sounds
They sing
likely
and
to me.
dance like the old WV frog.
Okay, so at this point in time, listens. I had to remember who it was. You can cast shelter, right?
I don't have cantrips and I don't have that memorized.
I think it was
It's
Harold
not a
that could do something like that.
We went back through Harold's sheet and found out that the price on it was actually more than he could cast so far. So, but you guys can just, make camp, like put a tent on the ground. It's not a big deal. Build a little fire. I mean, it's plenty warm. You don't even really need anything except a fire to keep the bugs away.
okay. And then the other
sorry,
thing,
I do have create shelter. It's in the weather domain. Yeah, so I have it. Create shelter. Spend 3 spell points to create a location-appropriate shelter with room for 4 people to sleep comfortably and a place to build a fire. So roll for who has to go sleep in the river.
Or you could just cast it twice.
Yeah. Actually, I can be in a tree, so 4 people is just fine.
yeah, but there's 4 people plus our
Like
2
Kobold and Daz.
Plus Daz, plus okay, I'll cast it twice.
Alrighty.
And then I am going to cast how many ever times set ward around our whole campsite. That's a 5 foot by 5 foot area for each one.
Well, the shelters are pretty small, so they'd be like, 10 foot by 10 foot. They're just enough room for you to put bedrolls down in, basically.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't be too expensive.
Yeah, it's 1 spell point each, and it lasts for 10 hours.
Yep.
But this way we won't be too badly disrupted. Okay.
All right, and we'll pick up next week.
Alrighty. Good
Thanks,
night,
guys.
everybody.
Good
Okay.
night.
Thanks, y'all. Have a good night.
Yep, I hope everybody had fun with my traps and stuff.
Yeah, I did.
I need to get a little more prepared with having the bars already set and stuff. But now I know what it needs to be, so that should be good. Alrighty.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find the website that has how to do the DC so I can get it onto my sheet, because I know you explained it and I kind of wrote it down, but I still don't get it, and it'll have to be in DDO also.
Yep.
Because I could never figure that out.
Okay. All right, and we're gonna wrap up there.